Hi,
Hi,
how are you doing?
I'm getting you.
I'm good, thank you.
That's good.
Did you manage to have a look at the exercises I sent you on the group?
Yes, I went over well, I kind of only managed to go through the vocabulary exercise.
That's perfectly fine. Um, so do you quickly did you just read it through or did you answer it as well?
I answered it.
All right. Let's see what you answered.
Okay. Okay. So for the first word for diedelang, for diedeling, I said, is it explain?
Yes, it is explained. And you pronounce it verduidelijk. Verduidelijk.
Okay, for diedeling.
You got that one correct. Well done. That's very good.
Then the other one was the next one was water. So I said, is that water?
So you can make a note there. Water will be water, which is only one T.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if it doesn't look like the English word, then it's not water. So what would the meaning of water be? Two T's.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm.
We had it yesterday in one of the questions. Some of the questions started with
Is it which?
yes,
Okay.
correct. Next one.
So the next one is who feel?
Yep,
So for that I said it's how much.
correct. Well done.
Then the next one was Varna, which I said is the where after.
So you got it almost correct. This one is a little bit tricky because there's not like a very direct English version of it. But if you ask like waarna, then they'll ask you to which. So it is not which, but it's rather like to which are they referring? To which is it pointing? So it's like direction, like asking for direction almost. Like imagine waarna, like a pointer key, like you're pointing waarna. Okay.
Mm.
The next one, verwijs.
Then for vice I said is it refer?
Yes.
Uh,
What did you say?
oh
Sorry?
is it refer?
Yes, it is refer. Well done.
Um
Oh, next one.
Synonym.
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 So the IE is E, and then the EE will be ear. Okay, what does it mean?
Does it mean synonym?
Yes, it does.
Then the next one is antonym.
Mm-hmm.
Is it antonym?
Yes, it is. Well done.
Then for the next one, for dig, I was a bit confused.
Okay, let's sound it out. Ver,
Ver,
repeat. Een,
Ian,
vou,
Fou.
Dig.
Dig.
Yes, it is a little bit tricky one. It is a long word. So which part of these do you think has a number in it? Ver, een, vou, dig.
Ver. Oh, is ver een dot. Is it een?
Yes. And what is een?
Is it one?
It is. So highlight the een in vereenvoudig, or whatever, circle it with a pen, make it stand out. So in English, when we say you something is singular, something is one, then it is not very complicated, right? It's very easy to understand because it's dumbed down to one thing. So when you see the voudig deal, that means it's like it's making the number in action. So if we say vereenvoudig, what do you think does it mean?
Is it saying
It's to make something, to change something. So what are we changing of it?
Yeah.
Remember I said
Sorry?
Remember I said it's like when we say in English one, something is singular, so it's not very complex, it's very simple. So what's happening here?
It's being changed to
You got it. Just like say the first thing that pops into your mind.
Is it so is okay, is it okay if I like broke it down a bit?
Yeah, of course.
So for fur, is it far?
So ver would be making it the action.
Oh.
All right. We'll get to the morphology part in just a little bit. Okay. So the next exercise will be the morphology. It will be the prefix and suffixes. Then you might have a little bit of a better understanding. But it is to simplify. So you see the word yen, one, it's to simplify. If you put an action to the number one, then it's like you're making it simple.
Oh.
So that's what the word means, to simplify.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Next one is world. So is it world?
Yes, it is. Well done.
Then the next one is diere, which is it animals?
Yes, it is. Well done.
Then the next one is is it boere?
So this one is, you pronounce it as biere. It is, yes, it's in meervoud. So it's plural. What would be the singular if I pronounce it as biere? So what would the singular be?
Is it is it neighbor?
Yes, it is neighbor.
Then the next one is Landa,
Mm-hmm.
which we did say it before. Was countries.
Well done, yes.
Then Masa is people.
Yes, well done.
Then Kinders, is it like kids?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Then Voedsel, is it food?
Yes, it is food. Can you give me another word in Afrikaans that also means food?
Kos.
Yes. Well done.
Then rugzak, is it backpack?
Yes, it's backpack. Well done. So the rug part would mean?
The rug, is it back?
Mm-hmm. And then the sock is
Backpack.
pack, yes.
Then sport was sport.
Well done.
Then school, is it school?
Yeah, school.
Is it school?
Yes, school.
Then activity, activity or activity is it activity?
Yes, it's activity. All right, the
Then
next two is you need to note on the spelling there.
uh clear. So is clear clothes?
No.
Oh,
But it's very close. It sounds really similar. So make a note there. Clouds is wolke. WOLKE.
that's clothes.
Yes, that's clouds. And you pronounce it wolke.
Vulgar. Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
Let's see. So klere is clothing. The
Oh,
one without the first one.
okay. Then is clearer? Is it colors?
Yes, it's colors. Well done.
Then rain. Oh,
Rien.
rain. Is it rain?
Yes, it's rain.
Then Manachi. Manachi is it
Maniki.
Manaki?
Yeah.
Is
So
it
pretend like the J isn't there and it's like a K. So you don't actually pronounce the J sound. You just say ki.
okay? So is that like man? I wanted. Well, I kind of said, is it manager?
No.
Oh,
So let's break it up. So the last part of the word, the N-E-T-J-I-E. That is what we add to the word to like verklein it, to make it small. So that part of the word means absolutely nothing. Let's look at the part of the word that says man. What is man?
A man.
Yes. Now, if I'm adding the N-E-T-J-I-E, what am I doing to the word?
Like, it's making the word longer?
The word longer, yes. And what changes the meaning of the word?
Not.
Okay, let me get an example. Just seeing here something that I can use which is appropriate. All right, here we go. So I have two shapes here of similar sizes. Can you see them?
Mm-hmm.
So this one is bigger and this one is smaller. So this is called a houer. A tub is a houer in Afrikaans. So this one I will say is a houer, but this one is a houertjie. Now the only difference here is size. So when we say mannetjie, what does that entire word mean?
Oh, so it's a little man?
Yes. It's a little man. It can also be used to refer to the gender of animals. A lot of the time in Afrikaans, we wouldn't say it's dis 'n man hond nie. We say dis 'n mannetjies hond. So it's meaning small man or male gender of an animal. All right, next one.
Okay. The next one was Vaithi.
Yes.
Is it female?
Yes, it is. But it's only used for animals.
Okay.
Okay. Next one.
Courant.
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 There you go. Well done. And what does it mean?
Is it current?
That sounds very similar, but unfortunately, this is one of the exceptions to that rule. And one of those words you just need to learn it as is. Because it's an entire word on its own. There's no morphology base behind it and doesn't sound always similar to the English version at all. It's newspaper. Yes. All right, next one.
Then tijdschrift. I was a bit confused with.
Makes sense. Its morphology doesn't make sense, to be honest. But what do you think is it?
Is it like with the maneki, is it like split with?
In this case, it's not, because when you do, you can split it up. So we're splitting it up as tijdschrift. That's the way I pronounce it. But it isn't a compound word because tijd has nothing to do with tijdschrift. Do you know what tijd means?
Is it tense?
No.
Oh.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Is a clock?
What does a clock tell you?
The time. Oh.
Yes. So make a note there and say tijd as time, but has nothing to do with tijdschrift. And you'll see in a moment why.
Okay.
All right. Tell me when you have it down.
Mhm.
So tydskrif is magazine.
Oh,
Do you see what I'm saying? You can't break it up to understand it because tyd has nothing to do with magazine.
mhm.
But where you could make like some sense of it is the word skrif. So you can make a note there and say skrif means, or skrif, whatever you do, the last part of the word, because it has quite a few meanings.
Okay.
So you see there's an I in skrif. Can you think of another Afrikaans word that looks very similar, but it has another, like an anything vocal in it? So it's not an I, but something else.
Mm. Is it a script? No. Writing? Oh, yeah, right.
Right.
Sorry.
Yes, it is writing. Do you remember what writing is in Afrikaans?
Uh, mm, I don't think I can really remember.
That's okay. It is skryf. So SKRYF.
R? Sorry?
So like skrif, but instead of an I, there's a Y.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So do you see how similar those two look?
Mm-hmm.
It's because they're relevant to each other. So skrif can also mean or refer to your handskrif. Now, what do you think your handskrif would be? Break it up. Handskrif.
Hand is hand hand? No. Hand?
It is.
Oh,
And what is skrif related to?
script. Is it handwriting?
Yes, it's handwriting.
Okay.
So that's another way you can say skrif. Or skrif also means the place where you're writing this book with the lined paper or whatever paper is in it. That is your skrif.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So do you see now how tydskrif, only the second part of the word is related to the entire word?
Yeah.
Only the skrif part? Yeah. So sometimes, unfortunately, you are going to get exceptions to the rule like this one. But I'm going to try and compile a few lists of these exceptions for you so you can go study them because the rest will be able to figure out.
Okay.
All right. Do you have the morphology exercise with you? The next one.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give you till 7:05. then you can quickly try and figure those out on your own, or just write me down what you think they mean. Some of them we saw yesterday, and others you might have heard when you were in grade 7. But if you have no idea what one is, that's completely fine. We'll discuss it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna turn off my video so I don't stare at you and make you scared.
Okay.
Own, but rather it gives meaning to another word. So let's say, remember with yesterday's example, it was misbruik. So bruik is the part of the word that has meaning, and then miss changes that meaning.
So I think I remember did miss have like a negative connotation?
Almost, yes, that's correct. So it does have a negative connotation. You can write that down if you want. Negative connotation, and it means something bad is happening or something the opposite is happening. Because sometimes in opposites you can also see the word miss. Very rarely, but it is there you find it. But it's usually a negative connotation in the way that it is changing the word to mean the opposite. So another example, misvorm. What do you think that means?
Sorry, could you say that word again?
Misvorm.
Misvorm. So
do you want to go to the whiteboard and write it down?
Yes, please.
All right. So we'll take a moment. Can you see it? The whiteboard.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's how you spell it, misvorm.
Okay.
I'll explain to you now why I'm drawing all these shapes. Sorry. What? Okay. So what do you think misvorm means? So the prefix of the word would be mis. The main part of the word, what is that?
Vorm.
Vorm. And there's no suffix. Yeah, suffix. It's just these. So you just gave me the reason, not the reason, the definition of the prefix mis, which means changing something in a negative way to the opposite, like an antonym. And what does vorm mean?
I think is it similar to an English word?
It is.
Is it form?
So it sounds similar to the word form, which you're correct, but what are you forming? So if you form something, what are you forming?
So is it like
if you're making pottery or when you're drawing, you are forming something. Like I did with these squares, square, oval, dish stuffies.
so like making?
But what am I making?
Well, what you just did was make shapes.
Yes. So forming and shapes. So the word vorm can mean both form, to form something, or it can also mean a shape. Because it's related to each other. So now that you know that, which one of these squares are misvorm? Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2?
Yes, let's pretend the first one is perfect. But yes, number 2 would be misvorm. Well done, you got that. Did you write everything down?
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to go to the next one? Or not the next one on the list, but to the next topic I want to discuss with you. Okay. Because what I did here was, so when you get in the test, you can draw this out yourself as well. But basically, this is the basics of morphology. You have your word, and it can be divided into a voorvoegsel, a stambasis, en 'n agtervoegsel. Now, the voorvoegsel is your prefix, and the agtervoegsel is your suffix. On their own, they have absolutely no meaning whatsoever. They can't be used as a word. If they can be used as a word, then it's no longer a suffix or a prefix. Your main parts of the word we call your stam, but some people also call it your basis. So basis means like your foundation. What's the foundation of the word?
The foundation is beginning.
It's the part that has meaning.
Okay.
Yes. So I put it in the order here. Your stem or your basis, it's usually the middle part of the word if it has a prefix and a suffix. Okay. Now that you know that, let's go to the next one on the list. Under mis is ge.
Oh, so with ge, I think, does it have to do with singular?
No.
Oh.
Let me give you a few sentences. Mbali het die bal geskop. Ek het nou geëet. Jy het gister geleer vir jou toetse.
So is it Is it like a tense?
Yes, it is a tense. Now, which one is it?
I think is it is it the past tense?
Yes, it is a past tense. Well done. Now, in the sentences I gave you, along with the ge, what else did you notice? I put a sentence here for you. I tried to enlarge it, but it, ooh, there we go. Let's pick it out. What other parts of the sentence shows you that it is past tense, except for the ge? The ge is really important because it makes your verb past tense. Do you see all the four examples I gave you here? Leer, werk, skop, gee. It is all verbs. So to make the verb a past tense, you add in ge. And that's a universal rule. But which other part of the sentence shows you that this is past tense?
I guess the like second parts of the word.
Don't look at the word alone, look at the entire sentence. Which word does all three of these sentences have in common?
Hit.
Right. So what does het show you? It is which tense?
Past tense.
Yes. There you go. Well done. So do you see, if you want to use ge, kop, if you want to use ge and a verb in a sentence, there must be a het. They don't go apart. They're always together. Het in ge. It's like you can't find the egg without the chicken, okay? Did you write everything down?
Yes.
All right. Ge is very important. So you can make a star at that one so you know what it means and remember it. All right. When you're ready, you can tell me what you said for the third one.
For on, I said, does it have like a positive connotation?
No, it doesn't. That's all right. So I'm just gonna write it down here. On. Example. Onverklaarbaar. So I just want to make this thing bigger, but I'm not sure how. I'm just gonna, because it's only making it larger like that and keeps on giving me weird arrows. But that's one word. Onverklaarbaar. Should I just write it in a completely new one for you?
I think so.
That. I think that's gonna be better. Okay. On. That's your voorvoegsel, your prefix. Example. Onverklaarbaar. Onverander. Onverklaarbaar. Verantwoordelik. Ongeskik. Onverklaarbaar. All right, these are really long words. I know they look a bit scary. But I'm going to give you examples in sentences with these now. So when someone is very rude, we'll say they are ongeskik. But when someone is acting exactly the way they should somewhere, we'll say they are geskik. So what did the on change from geskik to ongeskik?
It had like an opposite connotation.
Yes, well done. So the prefix voorvoegsel on makes it an antonym, means the opposite. You can say there, on beteken die teenoorgestelde. Do you know what teenoorgestelde means?
Teenoorgestelde.
It means the opposite.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right, do you have that down?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. There we go. Next one. Tell me what you think ver as a prefix means.
Is for like does it like kind of like is it like saying very? So like it backs up the word?
Sorry, what did you say?
I was gonna say does for like back up the meaning for the word?
Almost. You can think of it like that. Yeah, so you can say it enhances the meaning of the word. Or what it also does it, in some cases, it changes the word to a verb. I need to think of. So first example there, verander, that is now a verb. Verantwoordelik, it is now a way to describe someone. Okay, so I doubt they'll ask you what ver means, but I just put it in here so you can see it doesn't have a meaning on its own. So when you see ver in a word that you're not sure what the meaning of is, you can ignore that part and look at the other part. So example, verander means to change. Verantwoordelik means responsible. Tell me if I'm going too fast. Do you have everything so far?
So I'm
Okay.
just writing about done.
That is suspect.
Mhm.
So do you think it basically makes it a little bit of a verb and just more usable in some senses? Because denk is related to thoughts. Thought is gedagtes. So it has the same root basis. It's a little bit difficult to understand right now. I think you'll get there next year or in matric, if they do it. But yeah, basically with ver, they won't ask you necessarily what it means, but if you spot it, just know it's not part of the stem of bosses. All right. Next one.
Mhm.
Har. What do you think that means?
Is it to like redo something? Or
Yes, it is. Well done. All right. So I'm going to give you a few examples. Herhaal, herinner, herdenk. So herhaal is to repeat. Herinner is to remind. And herdenk is, how can I put this? I'm just thinking if there's an English word for herdenk. Commemorate.
Mhm.
All right, got that.
Yeah.
Next one. B.
But is it like, does it mean be? So like be.
Yes, it is very similar to being. Um, but it doesn't have the similar mean. Well, it's not direct to be. So you can't say be on its own, but it does mean to do, which is to do or like I said, to be.
So like, for example, behead.
But
Could an example be like behead?
behead. Will you spell that for me?
Behead, like Behead.
That's an English word.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like is something like that.
Um, very similar, yes, but we can't use that example yet. But it is similar. All right. I'll give you some Afrikaans examples.
Mm.
Beantwoord. Benader. Beïnvloed. I don't know how to get it on my keyboard, but beïnvloed's I is, it has this on top. The two, why is it not writing? The two dots on top.
Oh,
Yes. And it is called a deal teken. Yeah. So just with the beïnvloed, it needs the two dots on the I. Sorry, I have no idea how to get that on my keyboard or when to insert it on my whiteboard. All right, you got that down?
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Now I'm going to give you homework. You find the meaning of beantwoord, benader, and beïnvloed on your own.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Then we can quickly finish up because we're going over time. But we did start a few minutes late. So we still technically have 2 minutes left. Height is the next one. Then and then ang. What does hate mean? Or give meaning to?
Does hate have to do with like does it have to do with heat? I'm not so sure.
That's all right. So basically, when you add hate to certain nouns, you can change it to become an adjective. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a noun. In some cases, it can also be a verb. So when you're very bored, you say you're bored, but the noun is boredom, right? So in Afrikaans, we say verveeld, ek is verveeld. But if you want to change it up, you add a hate. Like, let's say skoonheid. It takes skoon, which is almost like clean. So this is taking an adjective and making it another adjective. Skoon being clean, skoonheid being beautiful. Or rather, not beautiful as in an adjective, rather as a, sorry, I'm just watching the time now and so I'm being a little bit rushed. So skoonheid would rather than be a noun. So it's something you can have. Oh, a good one would be hoeveelheid. So what does hoeveel mean again?
Hoeveel is it is it how much?
Yes, it is how much. So hoeveelheid shows you how much there is. If you ask for, you can say hoeveel penne is daar? So you're asking how much pens are there? Or you can ask wat is die hoeveelheid van die penne? All right. What do you think is?
Is it like a position?
No. I'm just going to add it in like this so you can see it a little bit better. What is rood?
Rood is it? I want to say it's a color. Was it? No, it's
What is a
so it's
circle audience?
round.
Yes, it's round. There you go. So now when I say something is rounder, let's do this. This oval is round, right? Dis rond. Maar hierdie sirkel is ronder.
Also like enhancers. So.
Pretty, prettier, prettiest. Rond, ronder, rondste. It shows something is more in comparison. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I can't think of other easier examples. Apologies for that. But with the ing, it is almost similar as the English ing. It is basically just making, now I just need to think. It usually takes a verb and make it a noun. So what is a verb? A gezegde. And it makes it a noun. Do you know what's a noun in Afrikaans?
Um, mm, is
Een
it
zelfstandige naamwoord.
non-word? Oh, okay.
Another word for gezegde, which is your verb, is a werkwoord. All right. Do you have everything?
Um, yeah.
All right, good. I'll send you some more vocabulary exercises that you please need to do. It's going to help you. Because without vocabulary, then you're going to struggle. If you're allowed to and you enjoy listening to music, there's quite a few good Afrikaans artists. I mean, that's how I learned French, is literally by listening to music and watching French shows and everything. It helped me a lot. So if you want to listen to Afrikaans music to help you a bit with that, I can recommend a few to you. What type of music do you like?
It's kind of like I listen to a lot of like soul kind of music.
All right. We don't really have a lot of that in Afrikaans.
Oh.
I think you'll enjoy Refensi. Do you know him?
No.
All right, so his name is Refe. Wait, let me type it out for you. I'll make a list. Music. There we go. else is there? Like you either get very common Afrikaans music or you get really good Afrikaans music, but there's no in between. If you like listening to female singers, then I recommend Bernie's Best. Alright, so there are 3 artists you can start off with and see if you like them. But listening to music really helped me because it not only teaches you the pronunciation, but if you hear a word and you're like, what? What is this? I don't know what this is. Then please go and Google it. Look up the definition. It's going to help your vocabulary so much. And also with grammar, not grammar, sentence forming and language skills overall. All right. Do you have everything down on the whiteboard?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can close that. There we go. All right, do you have any remaining questions? All good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to send you a few exercises for tomorrow. If you have the time, look at them, complete them. If you don't have the time, that's also all right. Then we'll just do it in the class.
Okay.
All right. Have a lovely evening.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.